Oh my gosh, have a look at this. What a mess. This is our 2013 Hilux again with a 4-speed auto. Just going to show you how to fix one of the... It's pretty simple actually. It's worked out really well. If you've been watching the videos as they come out, you know, if you subscribe and you got the bell on, you get a little ding each evening, perhaps sometimes in the morning, but usually in the evening, maybe twice a day, but usually once. And there's a video that goes for about 10 minutes like this one. This one will be shorter though, I think. So I did want to do a transmission flush on our Hilux. So we dropped the oil out and we found the plug. It cracked loose and then it was tight to come out, and then we looked at the thread and it was butchered, but we didn't have a plug. We've never had to replace one before, so you know, what sort of luck could you have? Well, that's my luck, so rest assured if there's going to be a problem with a vehicle, it'll probably happen to me, and that's why we're going to stay ahead of the game in kilometres and off-road use and everything, to let you know all the things that happen as we are. So we didn't have a plug, so we looked at the plug and we put it back in, and we went, well, you know, it should be right until we'll get a plug, and then next time in another 6 months or a year or 2 years, as long as I can put it off without any leaks, we'll have the plug on hand for next time, and hopefully that'll fix the problem. But what happened was, if you've been watching videos, over a couple of I went for a drive, I think it was probably 50 to 80 k's, and there was a bit of wetness around. I came to just nip it up a little bit more, and I felt how tight it was, and I went, nah, there's no more nipping left here. There's no guarantee this isn't going to leak. This is why you watch the videos, because it's going to give you all the feedback, but I'm giving you the updates as it happens. So it's been a few days and we've got the plug. It's come in stock. On the bench we've got the old and the new. Just wait till you compare these two. This is absolutely bizarre. I'm just going to sit that there. Obviously this is the old one right over here. Which one do you think's the old one, you know? Anyway, you can see it's just absolutely been over-tightened. It's absolutely butchered, right? Look at that compared to the new one. Sorry, I don't have the part numbers on hand, but the washer doesn't come with the bolt. I think you'll find that the drain bolt is probably about 10 bucks worth, and the washers are about, these ones are expensive, they're about 4 or 5 bucks each. So you can see the old one's butchered, and the new one's nice, but how do we know that the thread in the pan's not damaged, and should we put a tap through it, and is it even possible? Well, this is what we want to answer for you, but step by step. And I'll say, I haven't had this happen before. I do heaps of auto flushes, or I've done heaps of auto flushes, whatever you want to call it, taking these plugs out. They're the same on the 5-speed auto. If they look the same, they probably are the same, and I can tell you that for a fact between the 4 and the 5-speed they're the same, and the 6-speed's probably the same as well if it looks the same. And the washers, they do look a bit sloppy, funnily enough. I'm just going to show you that. See how it sort of, they hang to one side, you know, they sort of, it's hard to show you, but see they move around, like, you know, you think the washer would be a bit more, I would have thought it a bit smaller and more central. But anyway, they work. Apparently they know what they're doing. So the first thing you do is put the plug in and see if it works. And the good news is, I've just done that. So I'll demonstrate for you anyhow. We'll get rid of the washer. Got rid of the washer just to show you for demonstration purposes that, you know, the plug, get it started, and you want it to just go in just like that, look, you know. Just like a new one, look at that, right? But of course we do need the washer. That was just demonstrating so you can rest assured, no damage to the pan or minimal, nothing that we know of. We don't know yet because we haven't tightened it up and put the new washer, made sure it hasn't leaked and all that sort of thing. Sometimes what people do when they over tighten them, they pull on them that hard, it actually bends the pan, because this is only, remember, it's only thin. So if you create a lot of leverage on this plug with a spanner or a socket, you could bend the pan and it can leave the plug not level, if you like. It's not sitting level like that, exaggerated, it's like that. So therefore the oil's going to leak out this side where there's not enough pressure. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the plug out. We're going to put the washer on. Let's do that now and get it in there. So as I said, I've never had one this bad before that I've had to replace the plug or do any of this. And nothing is guaranteed until we get there. And where we're at the moment, you can see the thread left on, just on the end of that. There's just, it's about to, anyway, we're going to pop this one back in. There is a torque specification, and I can't remember. It's something stupid like, hey, do you remember the torque spec? Is it 20? I reckon 20. Is it 20 Newton meters on the pan? It's something, look, it's something that when I attempted to use it, I went, oh, that's too tight. I don't like the feel of that. So it's one of those ones I refuse to use the torque specification on for that feeling. And this is where I suppose being able to use common sense, or more uncommon sense, which is becoming more and more uncommon. So you need to start to be more uncommon, so that you've got uncommon common sense, if that makes sense. Anyway, it's pretty confusing, isn't it? Point is, I don't know if there's something wrong. I don't know if it's a really tough pan or what, but I'd rather do it by hand. So I have my 3/8 ratchet here. That's what I use. It does the job. The really old Sid Chrome one I've been using for about 30 years, that the handle went to pieces years ago, and I went, well, if I don't replace it, then it's not going to get broken, right? It's been used as a hammer and everything else. I don't think this one's, the guts have ever been serviced or replaced. The good old Sid Chrome, I think you'll see it'll say made. Look at that, the old made in Australia stuff, right? I think we got the 1/2 drive one of those as well. We do, we had multiple. Anyway, let's get this plug back in, right? Here we are. So the washer's on there. I've got the flat side to the plug and the dome side to the pan. Put that in. I'm just going to nip that up. Oh, look, I'll put that washer, I'm going to make that washer sit as central as possible, right, if I can. Yeah, it's a bit hard. As central as I can, so then when it pulls in, I'm just going to be a bit fussy with that, because I can, right? Because I can be. Right. I don't know if it'll work out. Anyway, I'm going to nip that. Obviously, it's got to crush down, and then I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to put oil in it. I'm going to let it sit here for a couple of days before I drive it anywhere, and I'll let you know in another video whether it fixes it or not. So subscribe, turn the bell on. I hope you liked it. Trying to help you here. New plug seems to will probably solve the problem. It looks level to me, but if it's not, sometimes what you need to do is you need to use the plug and a spanner and bend. This is going to sound dodgy, but someone's dodgy wrecked it. We need to dodgy fix it now, right? So, and you use the spanner. You got to look at it. It's best if you put a, you know, you got to work out all your levels here, but you know, you can put a level over. You got to have a really good eye and work out which way, if you've got to tweak it, because all that's left to seal that is that surface on the back of the plug, the washer in between, and those two surfaces. So if it leaks, there is some permanent damage, but I believe everything's going to be okay. So we're going to get it nipped up, fill it up with oil. If you don't see another video on it, it's all good, but we'll probably mention it in passing in another video anyway. So as I said, hope you liked it. Try to keep it short as possible and include the info. Bada bing, we're out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. See you. Anyway, last but not least, I thought I'd give you a picture of it so you can see nice and clean. So there's no chance I've left any trace of any oil there. It's bone dry. We're going to fill it up, drive it, get it hot. And if it stays like this, you're not going to hear from us. If it leaks again, you'll hear from us. Might still a little bit wet and oily maybe, I don't know. It's the residue, that's why we're going to wash it with degreaser outside as well. Anyway guys, we're out of here. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, watching, not washing. And yeah, subscribe, turn the bell on. Catch you on the next one. See ya.